Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Andrew.
And I'm battling a cold.
And I am not.
Also, I have allergies. Yeah. Ugh.
I had bad allergies when I lived in California. I think I never got a test for it, but it might have been something like eucalyptus or something that's only down there. But I don't get them that bad up here, like not remotely like I do in California.
Yeah, they're not as bad here for me as they were in Nashville, Tennessee, or Cincinnati, Ohio. But yeah, they still bug me. And when you have allergies plus a cold, it's just.
That sounds pretty miserable.
Do you ever have like that point in your colds where you just get really emotional? Because I always have that point in a cold where just like thinking about Joni Mitchell lyrics makes me like cry.
Nope.
Okay.
I do get to the point of desperation when I realize that I forget what it's like to be able to breathe through my nose.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I physically what was that like? You've done it for 99% of your life, but what is it like? I don't remember anymore. It's been so long. Even though it's been like, 10 hours and that's the man cold.
Yeah, that's true.
I make jokes about the man cold, but I also swear I get it. Like when I get sick, I get real sick. I don't know.
Yeah, men are weak. Let's just agree with that.
Yeah.
I
In all
kid.
fairness, that's just part of my job because I do event services, so I come in contact with like hundreds of new people every week on
Yeah.
a campus where no one watched. Like I swear, like the things I've seen.
Yeah.
But I'll like have someone come up and they're like, "Yeah, I was gonna try and present from home this morning because I'm really sick, but I forgot that I needed to come to the office to get anything. So I'm right here." I'm like, "Okay, great.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna reach up your shirt now, and then put this lav mic on your shirt that you've been snotting all over, and then I'm gonna leave the room and go wash my hands. Oh no, we're
Yeah.
starting in 30 seconds.
Can't wash
And
your
yes,
hands.
I'm not washing my hands. It's gonna be all over my keyboard as I'm handling the back end of stuff. But
Yeah, maybe just start carrying around wipes, or I hate like that antibacterial goo, but when I work events, it's kind of like hooked to my belt loop. Like I'm working Folk Life Festival the weekend after, I guess this coming weekend. So that's I'm working at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
mhm.
And I'm not just going to be around a ton of people who are attending, but I'm helping with vendor load in. So there's all these like vendors who some of them are quite like hippies. Uh
Mhm.
and they gotta go work this event if they feel like crap or if they feel great. And otherwise they don't make money.
All it takes is one person to be sick, and then everybody else gets sick the next week.
Yeah, and then someone had the measles at the Seattle Center pretty
Oh,
recently.
yeah. There's also measles is at the high school on the side of Seattle that I live on. I live like 2 miles down the road from that high school. I'm
Gosh,
like, "Oh, yike!"
like I had a booster when I was supposed to have it, and now my mom's texting me like maybe you should go get a blood test and make sure you still have the antibodies. Like, oh gosh, I should never have had to do this. I should never
Mhm.
like this shouldn't be a problem. Well placed
Yeah,
cough.
that wasn't intentional, but not unwanted either.
Yeah, I actually dated a guy in college who wasn't vaccinated against anything.
Yike.
He was so flippant about it. He's like, "Well, everyone else is vaccinated, so I'm fine." Like, "Oh gosh. Like, why am I dating you?"
Yeah, I feel like that's like the kind of level of thought and consideration for other people that like if there was a zombie apocalypse, you'd trip one of your friends so you can escape.
Yeah.
I think it's like on that level of like,
Yeah, man, I don't know. I felt like he and his brother got sick all the time and neither of them were vaccinated, so
I don't know. I also, on the flip side, like hate taking medicine in general, and so I
is
try
that
not
a
to.
man thing? Because every guy I've ever dated or married, they don't really love taking medicine.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know it's my dad thing. That's where I get it from.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'll just be like, "Rick, please take some Dayquil."
When I got my like if I'm like sick, like I'll take something. It's reluctantly, but I'll take it because I know it's not doing me any good. Not, but like for instance, when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I refuse to take the painkillers. I'm like, I'm just gonna deal with the pain,
Oh,
and that's it.
God, why? That's so
Because
dumb.
painkillers are like opiates, and that kind of freaks me out. And I didn't want that in my system unless I really, really needed to. And so I just ate a lot of fudgesicles to numb the pain.
If you just take them as you need them, like That's fine, but the problem is when
Ah,
doctors
but it
prescribe 100
scares
pills for
me.
like
I
like
don't trust it.
I mean, you shouldn't like be jumping over yourself to get them, but like if you're in pain and you need one, you should take one. You just don't take 100 of them because they're not like antibiotics.
Right, right, but, like, here's the thing, I hate needles, and the idea of ever becoming a heroin addict, willfully or not, scares the death out of me, so therefore, opiates just out of the question for me as long as I have a say.
Okay. I mean, I've taken codeine for coughs and I've been fine, but I get it.
Yeah, I know.
But pain is also bad. It's when unnecessary. On
Pain is
that
just
note,
weakness leaving the body, bro.
oh god. Uh So, since I have a bit of a cold or allergies, I'm just drinking some green tea out of my brand new Purple Prince mug.
Aw, color
Mhm.
coordination, I love it.
Yeah, it's like a lavender color on the inside. It's got a little Purple Rain era Prince caricature on the outside, and it makes me happy. I'm glad I bought it. It like is one of those things where you buy, and we're so used to like 2 day shipping, or maybe 5 days if it's really long. This one pops into my Arrive app, and it's like, should arrive in 14 days. I'm like, well, how are they shipping it? Pony Express?
Yes. How else would Prince want that mug delivered?
By Doves,
Well, there you go. That it takes a long time for doves to fly from China.
especially when they're crying the whole time. This
Mhm.
actually was shipped from Pennsylvania, I think. But
Sure.
it was made in China. It is by a company based out of Chicago. I'm reading the bottom of it.
If it's not made in China, can it be called China?
I
In
don't think
regards
so. I think that's
mm,
the point.
well, like, in regards to, like, mugs and, like, fine china.
I don't think so.
Hmm. I've never considered that before. I should know this. I used to sell fine china. I really should know this.
What? When did you sell fine china?
It was a rough summer where I really needed a job. That's when I did it.
I I was really hoping you were going to say on the army base.
I it was.
Oh,
It was. Is when I was visiting my folks
why?
home from the summer during college, and I needed a job, and there was a boutique shop in the mall on Ramstein Air Base, in the
Ah,
KMCC on the second floor, right next to the movie theater. If anyone's ever been there, please shout that out. Like, hit me up. I want to know that we were both military brats or involved with Ramstein somehow. Anyways, I worked out there for the summer, and it was a weird boutique shop of fine china on one side, antique furniture that was just kind of mixed in slash used as like stands for all the other merchandise, but you could buy, and then fair trade, ethically sourced women's clothing.
that is
And
truly random.
it was a fun shop, and I really appreciated that they hired me and put up with me. I was the only dude that worked there, and at that point in time, I had like the full handlebar mustache, like had to wax it out to like the
Haha.
side, and yeah, it was a that was a time for me. I really needed the money though, and I got
Yeah.
paid in euros, so I didn't
Hey,
have
good
to pay
conversion.
US taxes on it, and because I didn't get
Nice.
paid over a certain amount, I didn't have to pay German taxes on it either, so it was just tax-free money. I was making, like,
Nice.
€10 an hour to basically sit there and work with, like, the 3 customers that would swing by in an all-day shift because that place did not sell a lot.
Did you get a lot of reading in?
Uh, I got some reading in, I also got really good at, like, some really dumb games on my iPod Touch because that's when that was.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have a
Just dating
smartphone,
yourself.
yeah, I had an iPod Touch.
That you had an
Um,
iPod Touch in high school, though, is I think the iPhone came out when I graduated.
iPhone 1 came out when I was in like 6th or 7th grade, I think. I remember
No.
specifically that one of my rich friends got one, and we were poking fun of them, like, "It's only got 1 button. My flip phone's got, like, 11 buttons. What say you?" Like, as if somehow the touch screen didn't count as infinite buttons. We didn't really quite understand that. We're like, "Well,
Ah.
touchscreen technology is, like, so far, like is, like, so new," and we had no idea that it's been around since the '80s and, like, that kinda stuff. We just had no idea.
Oh, man, that reminds me of one of my recording technology classes. It's just, like, people not knowing when technology comes out. The professor asked, So does anybody know when like digital recording started? And I was like, "Oh, that started in the '80s." And some guy behind me huffs, "Oh, they didn't have computers in the '80s," or something dumb like
Oh
that. And he's like,
no.
"Yeah, Emily, good. Yeah, it was in the '80s. One of the first albums I think that was released on a major label that was recorded digitally was Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms." And I was like,
Yep.
"Aha! Suck it, idiot." Idiot behind
Nailed
me.
it.
Yeah. And I always said that class was weird because I sat next to a guy who would just spend the class Googling himself. Like like actually going onto Google and then looking up his name and seeing if anyone said anything about his open mic nights or whatever.
Did I go viral? Did I go viral? Did I go viral? Did I go viral?
Sure didn't.
Good. Um, sorry if that gentleman is listening. I don't really feel any malice or hate for the fact that you didn't go viral, but
I
well,
I
maybe
don't
a little bit. I don't know.
I just didn't think he was very good.
Well, some of the people that go viral aren't exactly either, though. So
He was too mediocre to go viral.
yeah, you need like shock value. You need like pineapple pen. Like you don't have to be talented to pull off pineapple pen. You just have to pull off pineapple pen.
Yeah, not everyone's a Rebecca Black.
Pineapple pen.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
No.
I almost want to like stop the episode and make you watch it right now. And I want
How
like
about I
your
watch it
live
right now?
reaction. I
Is it on
want
YouTube?
yeah, just type in like
All right.
pineapple pen. I'm sure it'll come up.
All
It's
right.
not even it's only like a couple minutes long and I want to hear
A
your like
minute?
I want to hear your live reaction through the whole thing.
Okay. I gotta take this off my um I don't want the long version. Why is there a 10-hour version?
There's always a 10-hour version on YouTube.
Okay.
It's like when your
Okay.
coworker
Oh,
leaves their
it's
computer.
I didn't like that.
How many views is it at right now?
262 million.
See, there you go. Point proven.
That wasn't even like weird enough. I don't know. That's
I
just
don't know.
like
That was pretty freaking weird.
I mean, I've watched Old Greg a bunch of times, but I didn't feel like that was weird enough.
I think that was plenty weird enough, and I quote that to this day
Okay.
at spontaneous intervals.
Ah. Well, I'm sorry I didn't give you the reaction you were hoping for. What's new
That's
for
okay.
you?
What's new for me? Well, why don't I start with like what I'm currently putting into my body, and then I can tell you
Oh,
about
yeah, I
other things.
forgot. Yeah.
I it's barbecue season. It's warm enough in Seattle where I can get away with it if it's not raining.
It's
Not
grill
that I ever
season.
not like I stopped like when it snowed like down in February, like I was still grilling brats on the back porch. But it like that was just cuz it was fun. Like now it's like this is just when you barbecue. It's too hot to like turn on the oven.
Grill.
Yep. And salad for dinner, I mean, like no. Like what good story has ever started off with so we're at the bar having a salad? It just good stories don't start like that.
No.
So anyways,
You don't bond over salad.
unless you live in LA and then it's kale slash a smoothie and then you bond over it and I don't
Bond
I
over how much you wish you were eating a burger.
something like that. I don't know. Like I don't hate kale, but I don't miss LA for the kale.
Oh, I hate kale.
Anyways, so it's barbecue season and I got a little
Grill.
well, I do have a grill, but I did kebabs yesterday and I haven't done kebabs in a long time and I'm really actually kind of proud of how it turned out because I did a like an adobo pepper and pineapple-based marinade,
Nice.
and it turned out a little sweeter than I planned on because I didn't measure anything and overdid it on the brown sugar just a tad.
Ooh.
But then it caramelized a little bit more than it normally would have on the grill. So I did pork and pork kebabs, and then I've got zucchini, bell pepper, mushroom, and red onion on the other kebabs. So I did
Oh.
that, and then I used one of the bottles of Secret Aardvark I've been holding on to for a while.
Oh,
We had
nice.
some shrimp as well, so we put marinated shrimp in the Jamaican jerk sauce,
Nice.
and then grilled that up, and that was actually really really tasty. So
Secret Aardvark hot sauce. I love them.
yeah, I was a little thrown off because I felt like it might be a little on the pricey side of things, and for how much like physical like amount that you get, and I don't regret it at all. That was so good.
Yeah. It's very different. I mean, it's not Valentina's or whatever. It's it's not like a vinegary hot sauce. It's got those chunks of actual, vegetables and things, and I'm a
Whatever it
fan.
was, that shrimp turned out crack, and I didn't even
Mhm.
marinate it for that long. So,
Nice.
and
Yes.
then my drink today is a Fremont Beer Company Summer American Pale Ale.
Fremont Brewing?
Yep.
Yeah, that's owned by women. Thank you for supporting women-owned businesses in Seattle and Portland because, Secret Aardvark sauce is also owned by a woman.
Heck yeah. Well, there we go. I didn't even know. I knew that about Secret Aardvark. I didn't know that about Fremont.
Yeah,
I
it's one
just
of the
know that
really cool things about them.
Fremont's just got great beer.
Yeah.
And this can is like neon orange, and you
Oh,
know how I
ooh.
feel about orange.
You love orange.
I do. That's why I pulled this off the shelf the first when I first moved to Seattle. I was like, well, why don't we try this? It's orange. How bad could it be?
Yeah. Cool. Do we want to move on to sponsors?
We could talk about sponsors, and I guess part of my what's new is part of our topic for the day. So why don't we talk about sponsors? Who's our first sponsor for the day?
You? As into the everybody?
Me. I'm a Oh, that's right. I am. Okay, cool. Well, uh, where do I begin with this? I didn't even rehearse this. Good grief. I feel like I should have like looked in front of the mirror and like
Yes.
coach myself through this. So if you don't know, I own and run Fox Cairo pedal toppers. And if you are not aware, we've kind of been on a break for a while. And the reason for that is it started off as kind of like a fun hobby, just doing stuff, and it ballooned pretty quickly. I've been was super excited from like the months of like October to January, how fast like I was getting a bunch of orders, and I realized the first time I had someone message me like, "Hey, were you gonna get back to me?" And I realized I had dropped the ball on someone for a couple of weeks. And I completely forgot that I was supposed to message them back. I was like, you know what? I need to reevaluate everything. I don't want that to be a thing again. I don't want to drop any. Like the one is too many times. So I've been working on building like a website and a whole bunch of other stuff on the business back end and doing a whole lot of research. And the original plan when I went on break in February was to start back up March 1st. And I still haven't officially started back up in a full launch. And there's been a handful of reasons for that is that there's some really exciting stuff that I wasn't planning on happening in the off season that came up. And so I'm really excited for some of the announcements that are coming up soon. In the meantime, I am going to be accepting a handful of orders over the next couple of weeks just to get some more product moving. I don't have a website. That's going to be the type of thing where you just shoot me an email at foxchiro@gmail.com. That's FOXCHIRHO at gmail.com. Let me know what you want. If I'm not able to make what you want, we can bookmark that and we can come back to that when I have that product available. But yeah, that's kind of the long story short is if you've been waiting on me, shoot me an email and I'll try get an email or sorry, get a topper sent your way.
Mhm. Yeah, awesome.
Very
Um,
exciting things for the future. I really can't wait. Like I'm like
yeah. I
kind
I
of
mean,
giddy
I
excited.
know some of the things that you're working on, and I am very excited for you. They're gonna be big.
It's gonna be huge.
Huge. Yeah, speaking of huge, we still have a couple huge pedals left at spruceeffects.com.
Huge.
Yeah, so, if you're into triangle-based muff type pedals with a
If you're just
3-band
into
luminous
destroying your
pedal
sound,
knob.
heck yeah.
Yes, a Germanium boost, beautiful artwork, the color of the year, pink. Get on it. And if you're a brand and you would like to sponsor this podcast, we are having discussions with a few brands right now about sponsoring the show. We'd love to have you reach out to us because sponsors make our little world go round a little bit easier.
They do, and we appreciate the sponsors that have sponsored us up to this point, as well as the sponsors that will be sponsoring future episodes. We're just hammering out
Yes.
some of those details. But yeah, just shoot us an email. Check out the website. We've got some of our sponsorship rates on the website. And while you're at it, go ahead and pick up like a hat or a T-shirt or something.
Yes, you listeners can sponsor our show a variety of ways. You can leave us a nice review. Andrew, we got our second 1-star review.
I
This,
didn't know about that.
but no comment was left on that one.
It
So
was just a blank 1-star review.
yeah,
Love it.
love it so much. So fetch.
I
Uh,
feel like we're starting to like finally make it. We've got people that hate us.
yes, people that listen and they don't like us. So if you're listening and you don't
Yay!
like us, I'm sorry. There's not a whole lot I can do about my personality that I'm willing to do.
I don't know. I'm a people pleaser. Tell me what I need to do differently.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell Andrew what he needs to do differently.
I probably won't do it, but you can try.
Yeah. Yeah, you can try. Um, I like it. I prefer people either be nice to me or not say anything at all.
I'd prefer people just to lay it all out there.
Okay. Lay it all out at Andrew. Like talk to Andrew if you have problems about me because otherwise my feelings are going to get hurt.
Lay it on me thick with multiple C's.
Yes. Cool. I don't know how to transition from that.
I think that should be the episode.
Yeah, we're done. Oh, so finished. That
You,
sometimes do you ever just really struggle, Andrew, to make yourself spend money on the things in life that aren't fun?
you mean like taxes?
I mean like taxes. I mean like uh
Gas money? Oh, I hate paying for gas. It just feels like I feel like I want my car just to work.
yeah, we can get an
And
electric
going to the
car.
gas station is such I feel like I'm like not paying for anything. I know like honestly like I know in my head that that's not true.
Yeah.
But especially since I don't see the gas physically going into my car and I've never had my car run out of gas, like I find myself questioning, like, is the earth really round? I mean, does my car really use gas or is this just all a scam? Is it just like pumping hot air into my car?
Do you drive a
I don't know.
Prius?
We've got a Prius and an Outback, yeah.
Okay. I thought so.
Uh,
No, I mean, like, I think that one of my biggest struggles in terms of spending my money on my gear is spending money on those things that you need, but just aren't fun to buy, like a guitar pedal, a delay pedal, really fun to buy. A power supply,
Guitars, amps,
yeah. Power supplies, cables, not historically that fun to buy.
and don't even get me started on power conditioners, am I right?
I
You know
won't.
what a power conditioner is,
I
right?
don't know.
But you don't know what a power conditioner is?
I don't know.
Let's talk about it.
Talk
It's
about it, talk about
boring.
it, talk about
We've
it.
already had the most exciting part of the episode anyways. Why don't we just talk about boring stuff?
Yes, buckle in, kids. It's going to be a boring ride.
Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times for your safety.
Yes.
If at
No.
any point in time you find yourself yawning, a little plastic thing will drop from the ceiling. Make sure to put it over your face before putting it over others. Also, make sure to have consent before doing that because that's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This is going to be real boring if you can't tell.
No, it's not. It's not going to be boring. I'm just glad that there are some companies out there that are making those traditionally boring purchases fun. You know what I mean? Like I I love locally based companies, Sinusoid, because you can really customize the products that you buy from them. Like I got to buy a power supply for my walrus
A
a
power
cable, a
cable,
power cable.
an
Yes, for
IEC power cable.
yes, I got to buy one of those and I got to pick the length, the color of it. So now I have a bright pink power cable that I'm never going to lose on stage because it's my color versus all these other black cables, and I have like my red runway audio cable and I have my purple sinusoid cables, and like that just makes it a little bit more fun to buy, especially when you can look at all the options that Sinusoid has for their Tech Flex. Like different stripy colors, different patterns.
They just got a new one called Neapolitan,
Did you name that
and
one?
no, 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 no. I wanted to call it something else, and someone beat me to Neapolitan. But Neapolitan, fun fact, is my favorite ice cream flavor of all time.
It's three flavors though. Is that
It's a flavor. It
sure?
is the way that it all comes together. If you and then when I go to In and Out and I get a milkshake, I order Neapolitan milkshake. It's when it's all blended together. It's just the right amount. Just the fact that it's in like three different slots when you get it in ice cream type, that's just deconstructed. That's hipster. We've talked about this.
We have talked about deconstructed foods.
It's just a deconstructed ice cream flavor. What's so wrong with that?
But if you mix all those three colors together, it's just going to be like this weird greenish brown.
Why would there be green? What kind of Neapolitan ice cream you eat? I don't even eat like the like real ice cream with Neapolitan. Like I like in college, I would get like the giant like clear tub with a red handle and just leave a
Gross.
spoon in. Like I would just leave a
Oh
spoon in there.
Jesus.
I'd wake up first thing in the morning, get a cup of coffee, and just grab the tub, sit down on the couch, watch like an episode of TV, and eat ice cream straight out of the tub and drink my coffee, and then probably put on some pants and go to class. That was college in a
Things you
nutshell.
can only do and not weigh 300 pounds in college. Like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't start really gaining weight till after college.
Yeah. I lost
But
weight in college.
anyways, yeah. So the Neapolitan flex from Sinusoid is super sick. I dig it.
Yeah, I like the rainbow color a lot too. I love their lavender color. Probably next time I get cables, I'll do that. But even like the patch cables, you can make different colors, and I think that's dope.
Yeah, I mean it's super cool and all, but anyways, to to move on a little bit, just so we don't spend the entire episode talking about how cool Sinusoid is
It's
just
easy to do that.
yeah, and they're friends of mine, and so it's hard to not want to talk about how cool they're all day.
Hey, they're friends of ours.
Friends of ours.
Yes.
I can't wait for Albie to move here.
Oh, same.
It's gonna be legendary. Anyways,
Mm.
but yeah, no, it's just the overall idea of the topic being is that there's stuff that was not at one point in time and either still is or has become more exciting.
Yeah, and I think a
Um,
lot of people are trying to do that with the utility kind of pedals now.
yeah, I always see that with utility pedals for sure. GHS just launched a line for NAM. I know it's something like Radial, the company Radial has done for a while, but honestly, there's nothing that exciting about what Radial has. Like I've got my ABY box is a Radial and it works great, but it's ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Swiss things by Earthquaker looks cool though. Have no life. I have no idea how I would use that.
Yeah, Jamie, Julie, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I don't know if like I see what the point of it is, and I don't know if I don't know. I don't want to. Okay, how about this? I don't think that the Swiss things is for me, but I've seen other people use it in really cool and incredible ways, and I'm not sure if that is a statement about how uncreative I am or this a statement about the particular needs of the gear that I use. How about that?
Well, I'm sure it has a lot to do with how uncreative I am.
What something I have seen that was really cool actually just popped up on Gear Swap was I forget the name of the brand, but it's like that octagon shaped box. It's just like a patch bay basically.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
And I've always thought that would be super handy for just for like live demo kind of thing.
Hmm.
And because I've been toying, I do a lot of live streaming for my day job. I've been playing around with starting out how to like stream within the group to show off some of the pedals and techniques and having some fun with it. And so I've thought about getting something like that so I can show like an A/B, like what's like if you put it in a different order,
Hmm.
and those can be purchased used for like $100. And I don't want to go spend a ton of money on like a ES5 or something.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I agree. I think that that would be really cool to just be able to switch up the order of things on the fly, or at least relatively on the fly.
relatively on the fly. And the other cool thing about that is if you got stereo in and stereo out on a pedal,
Yeah.
it you can put this like so I've got like the avalanche run is I could or like the pyramids is I could run the flange in two different points in the chain at the same time in mono.
Interesting.
Yeah, think about that for that.
That
Wouldn't
is
that be crazy?
interesting.
Like do it at the
Yeah.
front of your dirt and then after your dirt in series.
Yeah. I like that.
And like I've
That's
seen
pretty
with like the
cool.
avalanche run, if you've never tried this like with a stereo delay or reverb, um, go so you for your input from the signal into the left input, out of the left input, and then back into the right input, and then from the right input out to your amp or the rest of your signal chain. So it runs through your pedal twice at the same point in your
Mhm.
chain.
Interesting.
But that'd be a lot easier to just like quick patch in with just to for the sake of testing it out, and because I like to I've got all my pedals. I actually don't have any pedals on a pedal board right now. They're
Weird.
all
That's really weird for you.
that well, it's straight. Well, partly because I'm prepping, going through like inventory of what I've got and looking if I need to sell anything and slash just kind of cutting down because I'm getting ready to move. But
Yeah.
just locally, it's just a local move, no big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I want to be able to like grab a couple of pedals off of my pedal shelf, which is a skateboard right now on the wall, and
Nice.
just like plug them in, just play around with the order and stuff. I feel like something like that would be super cool. And
Mhm.
I kind of expected that to take off more than it did when I first saw that hit the market.
Yeah. I guess I wonder why it didn't. I mean, I probably wouldn't really know what to do with it. One thing I have that's kind of in that vein in some ways is a Klein bottle, and you can change the order on that with a couple easy swaps of the knob between three different pedals.
All right, so here we go. It's the one I was just talking about was the Board Brain Music Patulator 8000.
Board brain.
Board Brain is all one word. It's on Reverb for $120 with free shipping new.
Ooh. Ooh.
And the used ones are what are these people thinking? I got one for 100 plus $10 shipping, so it's $10 less for a used one. And then there's $110 plus $20 shipping from Crazy Steve's Pizza Emporium. Steve, your boy Steve, it's new for 120 plus free shipping. You're charging more for a used unit, bud.
Yeah. But these are those little CV patches. How does that work?
Oh, it's just an in out.
Right. Do you need CV
This should
pedals?
come with a no. You don't need CV pedals because your inputs are on the side of each octagon. That's
Ah, I see. I see. That's
and then
cool.
so from there, and then you've got your brain is connected to all of your pedals. So if it's got
Oh,
eight
and
channels,
you patch them in different directions, and that's how that
right,
works.
right. I wonder if they make. We're gonna do a little bit of Safari here now. Where's try to find the shot for Board Brain. Yeah, also like they include like green pedals, so it looks kind of
This is really
or
cool.
green cables. Yeah, it's super rad. I think this is a great example of um
Fun
taking
utility.
fun utility. Like this is the kind of rad stuff I want to see. Um, it looks like they only make an 8-channel one.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We've got a Board Brain Music Terminal half normal patch bay hub. What is this? For $95 plus $6 shipping. This adds routing flexibility to signal chains of guitar effect pedals, electronic instruments, and other audio devices. What does the routing look like on this thing? This is another. I haven't seen this one before.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not even sure what it does, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, it looks like it's like a looper for like 4 different channels within. Huh. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to take another look at this. And this is right
Yeah.
back to where I think this is where just my creativity needs a little bit more time to warm up.
Yeah. And I think maybe just like actual literal time to screw around with things is something that I've not had in spades lately.
Yeah, which I want more of. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah. So that patulator is super rad looking.
That
I
is
think
cool.
that's
I
a
like that a
great
lot.
example. I think that kicks Uh, that kicks some serious batootie in terms of what it does.
Patootie.
Batootie.
Oh Lord.
I haven't been, I think I got meowed for the first time. Was it last episode?
Yeah, it might have been.
Didn't you forget to meow me?
No, no, I forgot about it until I went to edit. And I was like, ah, come on.
That's what it was. Uh,
Yeah. If for those following along at home, we do meows instead of bleeps.
yep.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. And the other thing I think that we were going to talk about are guitar picks. I personally like. I have fun buying guitar picks. I have a couple of those little gravity jazz picks, with the really pointy edges and with the real like smooth edges. I love them.
I think
I'm
Gravity's done a lot to
surprised.
make picks cool again.
Yeah, though I was sad they wouldn't let me put F yeah on the picks. They said no
Well,
bad words.
I mean, yeah, but on the other hand, like I also like don't put like I won't let people put profanity on the Fox Cairo pedal toppers. Like I
Ugh.
won't make that. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I
It was a
don't want.
positive. It was a positive thing.
I know it's a positive. I just don't want that to be like a representative of my brand, though. And
I get it.
that's people. I think that's a brand's reasonable right.
I will say if somebody comes along with a similar and also good product, and let's say put the F word on the picks, I'd be into that.
I'm pretty boring when it comes to picks, and I don't lose picks the way a lot of people do. I don't know. Like I haven't bought a pack of picks since I quit Guitar Center. Actually, it's like one of
Whoa.
my last purchases. I bought a couple bags of picks, and I play with two different kinds of picks, and they're both Tortex. I play with
Nice.
Dunlop Tortex, the yellows and the purples, and that's about it. And then I've got some Fender heavy triangles for when I play bass, and I'm using a pick. And
Cool.
to clarify, I don't always use a pick when I'm playing bass. It does have a purpose at a certain point in time for a particular sound, but I prefer in general to play with my
Yeah.
fingers.
You can't get that wall of sound. We can't without a guitar pick on your bass guitar.
I'm not going to say that you can't, but
Well, that's how Carol Kay did it.
I it's a definitive sound. It has its place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll play it for certain things, and I'll also if I'm playing bass on the whole, I'll stick with the fingers though.
Well, you
Uh,
can't do funk slapping with a pick very easily.
Not really. No, not as far as if someone's able to do that, let me know because I want to see that done.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, but that's picks. I don't know, I'm pretty boring with picks, but I appreciate like kind of what Gravity's done, and I think it's super sick that what they were doing with putting like people's brand names on it because that's something that I've been doing for Fox Cairo pedal toppers.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess, quick aside, if you're a brand and you want your brand name on your volume pedal or your boss pedal or whatever, like let me know because
Yeah.
I'll do that, and I've done like discounted brand rates for you to help promote your stuff because that's the whole fun of it. Just let
Yeah,
me
I
know.
think that's cooler than just slapping a sticker on it.
Yeah, I know. Like our friends over the Gear Slum, I just was reminded that I did a round of Boss pedal toppers for them because Cole just posted a picture of his looper pedal with the Gear Slum
Yeah.
logo on it. That was super
Yeah.
cool to see. Like that makes me
It
smile.
was. Yeah, made me smile too.
Yeah. So power conditioners. I know you're ignoring that topic, but that's something I might even make the argument of the things we've talked about that might be the most impactful for the gigging musician of the things we've talked about so far.
What it just gotta tell me what it is because I might have just know it by a different like phrase. Like I might just call it that thing over there. My vocabulary is not the best.
Um, it's like the most like recognizable power conditioner I've seen like ever was like a Furman. It was like MX88, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I don't have one of those.
but yeah, so power conditioner is the idea of power conditioning is just like cleaning your power, so on and so forth. So if like you go to a venue and you plug in your amp and it's like way noisier than if you were to plug it in at home.
Yeah.
Part of that is like like if you've got like I've seen this with churches a lot. Well, they've got like the light faders, like the slider lights where you can like kind of fade in the lights in and out or whatever.
Right, right.
But they don't have like a full light board in the back. It's just kind of like built into the wall. It's just like a light switch, but then it's on the same circuit as all the audio stuff. And so when you turn on the lights, you get that hum. Um,
Oh.
yeah. But power conditioning is helpful for that kind of stuff. And so I've been meaning to get a rack mount power conditioner because the power in my current building isn't the super cleanest. And anytime I go out, I swear I can't rely on that being a thing. So I know they make smaller than like a rack mount power conditioner. I there's power conditioners and all the equipment I work with at my day job. It's the most boring piece of the equipment we've talked about so far, but in terms of getting that noise cut down for your floor noise, I mean that's super helpful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like you can get like a nice like I've got my Voodoo Labs pedal power plus and ISO 5, and were a huge jump for my daisy chain in terms of overall power.
Yeah.
Not to say that daisy chaining is never acceptable, because it's all more complex than that. I'm not dissing daisy chains across the board, but
Hmm.
it made a difference with how many pedals I run in my rig as opposed to daisy chain. But then the next level up from there is like also running a power conditioner, and that is also even more helpful.
Yeah. Not fun,
So
but helpful.
obviously, I'm not promising that like that's gonna take out all of the noise out of your sound, because there's a number of different things that can introduce noise into your signal at various parts along the chain. And power conditioner isn't guaranteed to just fix that. For instance, if you've got your single coils, I mean, there's 60 cycle hum is 60 cycle hum, and Brian's cackling hiss is going to be in there somewhere to haunt
Hmm.
your tone.
Oh, yes, that is.
Like no amount of clean power is going to take out the fact that 60 cycle hum is a thing, which
Yeah.
honestly I think is part of the charm of single coils. I actually think it's
Yeah.
pretty good. But
Hmm.
you get my point though. Like I think a power conditioner is really helpful, and so it's
Hmm.
super boring, but and that's part of the reason of it being boring is why I haven't picked one up yet. It's like, well, we
Yeah.
just need to do it.
Well, maybe someone's gonna make them fun.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge for whoever's listening to this. If you want to make power conditioners cool and rad and all that, then like do it.
Do it. Just
Just
do
just
it.
do it.
Just do it. Cool. Well, I don't think I have much more to add to that conversation.
I guess I'll just close it out with a general statement of we're all musicians, therefore we're all artists, and art is about self-expression and shared experience. And I think the if stuff doesn't look cool, it's not going to be inspiring, and I think that's an important part of what
Mhm.
we do as musicians.
I
So
absolutely agree.
I'm a fan of anyone who takes pride in the aesthetic side of things, whether it be on a self-biased note like Fox Cairo pedal toppers, all about that and how that I think is important and empowering for musicians, but also like to sinusoid and like anybody else who's done like quality utility pedals. I mean, you get the idea.
Mhm. Yeah. Cool. Well, everyone listening, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for understanding. Check out our merch at
We already said
getoffsetpodcast.com/shop.
that.
I'm just giving it again. And join our Facebook group. Join our Facebook group.
But seriously, buy a shirt.
Buy a hat. Do
That's
it.
really cool.
Do
For fuzz's
it.
sake, just buy a hat.